Was good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in the building with another banger, man. Now, first things first, before we go ahead and get started, thank you, God, for another day as well as another opportunity. Shout out to the Rich family for showing y'all support. But man, as y'all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, I'm bringing y'all the top 3 best rebirth builds for 2K22 Season 9. But before that, man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family. And let's go ahead and reach 50 likes on today's video. Now, as y'all can see, today we're going to go ahead and start out by making the point forward with contact dunks out of the small forward position. Now, we're going to go ahead and pick the playmaking and finishing pie chart. Then for the physical profile, I did go with the one with an 81 speed, 80 acceleration, and an 87 vertical. Now from here, all you need to do is make sure that you follow along with how I'm creating the build, and we're going to be set to go. Now for the finishing, I'm going to max out the close shot as well as the driving dunk. Go with the 75 driving layup, and right there, we're going to be able to get 12 finishing badges. Now for the shooting, I'm going to go with the 69 mid-range. Max out everything else for the shooting. That's going to give us 12 shooting badges right here. Then for the playmaking, I'm going to max out my pass accuracy, 78 ball handle with an 82 post control for 30 playmaking badges. Now for the defensive area, I'm going to max out my perimeter defense, lateral quickness, as well as my steal. Then go with a 40 block and throw the rest into the defensive rebound. Right here, we're able to get 6 defensive badges, but since we are in Season 9, you have the potential of being able to get at least 9 extra badges put towards this build if you were grinding out each season throughout the year. Now, if you're going to count the badges in total, that's going to be 60, so anywhere from 60 to 69 badge count in total. Now, with the playmaking, you're going to be able to do a lot of different things, especially with the height of 6'7". Then when it comes down to the weight, I'm going to drop it to the lowest. And as for the wingspan, if you want to go ahead and make sure that you get that point forward build name, just be sure to go anywhere from 83.0 to 82.0. Now, if you go anything higher, you do risk changing the build name. And as you can see, we get the playmaking takeover, slashing, post scoring, and the shot creating. So, with the potential of getting a +10 from the takeovers, we might be able to get a 99 close shot, driving layup, and even a driving dunk with all the boosts taken into consideration. Now let's go ahead and pick the shot creating or the slashing takeover. And as y'all can see, we were able to create at number 1 the best rebirth point forward build for Season 9. Now let's go ahead and get into the third build that I got lined up for y'all today. So for the second build that I wanted to go ahead and put on this list, going to be called the Pure Rebounder, but we're going to be making this build out of the power forward position. Now, you're also going to be able to get Hall of Fame shooting badges with Hall of Fame playmaking. Now, out of any build that I have brought to y'all in the past, this one has definitely got to be the most rare catfish type build that I'm going to be dropping to y'all today. So let's go ahead and get started by putting this build under the power forward position. Like I said, Hall of Fame shooting with Hall of Fame playmaking, which means pick the pie chart split right down the middle with the yellow and the green. Now, if you want to go ahead and get the max potential of an 87 speed with an 85 acceleration on this build, go ahead and pick the very first physical profile. Now, when it comes down to the badge count on this build, we're going to be able to get anywhere from 43 to 52 total badges, and that really depends on if you have grinded out each season, all the way up to the point of Season 9. Now, let's go ahead and get started. With the finishing, I'm going to go ahead and bring up my close shot to an 83. As for the driving layup, go with the 68. 63 for the driving dunk, as well as a 55 standing dunk. Right there, we get 3 finishing badges, and then for the shooting, I'm going to go with the mid-range shot of 76. Same thing for the three-pointer. Go with an 86 free throw. And right here, we get 16 shooting badges. Now for the playmaking, I'm going to go with the 61 pass accuracy, 65 for the ball handle with a post control of 78 for another 16 badges. Now the rest of the attributes are going to be left over for the defensive area. Now if you have anything grinded from each season when it comes down to getting extra badge points, go ahead and consider adding on those extra badges towards this build. And right here for the defensive end, we're going to be able to get a total of 8 defensive badges. Now this is pretty much the main setup of the build. Let's go ahead and get started with the body shape. I would go with built or burly if you're looking to take up the most space. When it comes down to the height, I'm going to drop it to 6'8" instead of 6'9". That's going to give us a huge boost put towards our physicals as well as some of the main stats. Now for the weight, what you want to go ahead and do, make this to 188. As for the wingspan, if you want to make it exactly how I'm bringing it to y'all, go with 90.0. Now if you follow along, what this is going to do is allow us to get an 87 speed, 85 acceleration once you get the +8 put towards the physicals, then the 99 potential of a close shot, and the defensive rebound. Now for the takeovers, we get a +10 if we pick the sharpshooting, slashing, shot creating, or the glass cleaning. Now all of these are some really good options to pick from. If you want to break ankles, I would go with shot creating takeover, or to get that shooting boost, I would go with sharp. I'm going to leave it up to y'all. But as you can see at number 2, for the best rebirth build, we have created the pure rebounder. Now we have one final build lined up for y'all today, and I'm telling y'all, I saved y'all the best for last. So if you are looking to make the best and perfect all-around build when it comes down to season 9, this third one is definitely going to be for you. So to everybody who made it to the end, the third build on this list is going to be called the pass first wing. But we're going to be making this build out of the small forward position. And we are also going to be able to get Hall of Fame playmaking as well as Hall of Fame finishing. Now on the total badge count for this build, if you have grinded out each season, the total amount of badges you'll be able to get will be 69. Now, let's go ahead and get started. Put this build under the small forward. Then when it comes down to the pie chart, like I said, Hall of Fame playmaking and Hall of Fame finishing. Now from here, all you need to do is make one different option when it comes down to the physical profile. If you want to go with the first one, that is definitely okay. Or if you go with the fourth one, you're going to get a huge boost put towards that vertical. It really comes down to your personal preference, but regardless, you're still going to be able to get contact dunks on this build with pro dribble moves. Now for my liking, I'm going to go with the physical profile of an 81 speed, 80 acceleration, and an 87 vertical. Now let's get started with the finishing. We're going to be able to get a total of 13 badges if you go with the close shot of an 83. Max out both the driving layup as well as the driving dunk. Let's go ahead and get to the shooting now. I'm going to max up my mid-range. Same thing for the three-pointer. As for the free throw, I'm going to go with an 82. Then a 67 post fade, and right there, we get a total of 11 shooting badges. Now, for the playmaking, I'm going to go ahead and go with the 83 pass accuracy, ball handle of a 79 with an 82 post control for a total of 30 playmaking badges. And then right here, for the defensive end, we're going to be able to get 6 defensive badges. Now, anywhere from 60 to 69 badges if you have grinded out each season. Then on top of all that, we're going to be able to get pro dribble moves and contact dunks. When it's all said and done, that's going to be a huge W if you grind this build out completely. Now for the body shape, go between burly and built, and we're going to be making this build out of the metric system as well. So you have to be very specific with every single measurement that you do pick. For the height, I'm going to be going with 2.02 meters. Now, when it comes down to the weight, you got to go ahead and drop this down to the lowest if you want to be able to get the maximum speed. But remember, feel free to make your own adjustments if you see something that you want to go about differently. Now, the one thing that I'm going to let you know right now, if you make any different adjustments, you do risk changing the build name. Now, when it comes down to the wingspan, let's go ahead and see what this build is actually going to be looking like. And once you get that +8 towards the physicals, you'll be able to get a 91 speed, 89 acceleration with a 93 vertical. Now, right here, we get the playmaking takeover. Then we get the slashing On top of all that, we are also going to be able to get the post scoring and the shot creating depending on which wingspan you do decide to go with. Now make sure that everything is to your own liking and playstyle. Let's go ahead and check out the build name for the third one on this list. And as y'all can see, we have created the pass first wing, and that wraps it up for the top 3 best Rebirth builds of Season 9. So thank you God for this opportunity, and y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family. And let's go ahead and reach 50 likes on today's video. Again, thank y'all for showing your support. Thank you, God, for just another day and who you are. And with all that being said, I got one last thing to say. Thank you, God, and Rich out.